Hello students, welcome. So in this lecture we will see the crystal systems. Crystal systems are designated to define the arrangement of atoms in materials. So let's start. Basically there are three types of material. One is called as monocrystalline, in which the atomic arrangement is periodic till infinite distance. It won't have any break in between. So in monocrystalline material, the atomic arrangement is periodic till infinite distance. Infinite means if you take a sample of 4-inch diameter, a circular shape as like shown in here, it will have periodic arrangement from one end to another end. Or if you take a sample like this, a cylinder, it will have infinite arrangement from one end to another end. The next type of material are polycrystalline material. Polycrystalline material will not have periodic arrangement till infinite distance, but they will have a break in between, and that we call as grain boundary, and that each one we call as crystallite. So it will have periodic arrangement till finite distance. So this one will have periodic arrangement, this another will have periodic arrangement, this we will call a grain, and the boundary between two we call as grain boundary. Remember that this is very important concept, and in next few lectures you will listen this word, or you will come to this word again and again. So we can see here in the picture, this is a picture of polycrystalline material. You can see there are some black lines. These black lines are nothing but grain boundaries. Grain boundary. So within this grain boundary, that is here, we have a periodic atomic arrangement, and this we called as a crystallite, and the boundary is we called as grain boundary. The third type of material is called as amorphous material. Here the atomic arrangement is random in nature. For example, is glass. Since this is very important concept, we will again revise it. So materials, there are basically two types. One is called as crystalline, one is called as amorphous. Here we have periodic atomic arrangement, here we have random atomic arrangement. In crystalline again there are two types. One is called as monocrystalline, another is called as polycrystalline. So if you take an amorphous sample and if you observe the atomic arrangement, the atoms will be in a random fashion. There is no periodicity here. If we take a sample of monocrystalline and observe the atomic arrangement, it will have periodic structure without any boundary or without any distortion. This is we called as monocrystalline or single crystalline. If you take a polycrystalline material, it will have some boundaries. Those boundaries we can call as grain boundary, and area within the boundary we call as grain, and we can say that each grain is a single crystallite. Each grain is single crystalline. It means that within a grain the atomic arrangement is uniform in nature. at the boundary it will have random atomic arrangement again, and if you go in another grain the atomic arrangement is again periodic. So this is we can call as grain 1, this we can call as grain 2. Understand this very carefully, this is very important and will come to each and every topic hereafter repetitively. So now we will see the structure of crystalline material. So crystalline materials are materials with periodic atomic arrangement, and since this is periodic, that periodicity we can show by a certain vector, or we can show by a certain mathematical concept. That concept we can call as lattice. A lattice is imaginary space in 1D, 2D or 3D, right? So for example, these are the lattice points. If we join these lattice points, we will get a lattice. So this is the lattice and this is a lattice point. Remember that we don't atoms at the lattice point now. This is all imaginary. Everything is in imaginary state. Lattice points are imaginary. Unit cells are also imaginary. So the lattice is formed by the repeating unit cells. A unit cell is a smallest part of that repetitive structure. That smallest part on repetition in 3 dimension or in 2 dimension or in 1 dimension give you the crystal structure. So if it is in 1 dimension, that we call as linear lattice. If it is in 2 dimension, that we call as space lattice. If it is in 3 dimension, that we call as crystal lattice. We will not see 1D lattice here. First we will see 2D lattice and then we will see 3D lattice. So there are 5 Breve lattices in 2 dimension. 5 Breve lattices means we can arrange lattices in 2 dimension by only these 5 ways. One is oblique, second is rectangular, third is centered rectangular, fourth is hexagonal and 5 is square. In only these 5 ways we can arrange the lattice points in 2 dimension for repetitive structure. Again, remember that this should be repetitive in nature. As you can see that this one and this one are matching, these are repeating in nature. See, so there are 6 lattices, all are same, and these lattices on repetition in 2 dimension gives you the crystal structure in 2 dimension. In 3 dimension, the unit cell will look like this, and as I told you earlier, unit cell is the smallest repetitive component of lattice. So these all are the lattice points. This you can see that these are all the lattice points. The smallest part of this is shown here. This is we called as unit cells, and these are the lattice points. So there are 8 corners. There are 8 lattice points here in 3 dimension. So this atomic arrangement can be done by 7 ways, and that's why there are 7 different types of unit cells. Mathematically we cannot have more than 7 crystal systems. So here we have first one is cubic, second is trigonal, third is hexagonal, fourth is tetragonal, fifth is orthorhombic, sixth is monoclinic, and 7 is triclinic. These are the lengths of this unit cell. Length of that unit cell along x, along y, and along z axis, and these are the angles in between them, alpha, beta and gamma. So x axis, here you can see x axis, here you can see y axis, and you can see z axis. the distance along x-axis is denoted by a. So this is a length. The distance along y-axis from one atom to another atom in one unit cell denoted by b. The distance along z-axis from one atom to another atom is denoted by c. So a, b, c are the lengths along x, y and z axes. Alpha is the angle in front of x-axis. So x-axis is this, opposite direction, opposite of x is this one. So this is the angle of x-axis. Beta is the angle in front of y-axis. So y is there, opposite of this is beta. Z is here, opposite of this is gamma. So this 6, that is A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma are called as lattice parameters. These parameters are important to define the unit cell. Here we can see that cubic unit cell, that is A equal to B equal to C, all three unit lengths are same and alpha, beta, gamma is equal to 90. This is the most symmetric unit cell. And triglyceric, where A, B, C all three are not equal and alpha, beta, gamma also is not equal, this we can call as less symmetric unit cell. This is again very important concept here, that is sharing of lattice points. First we will see in 2D so that you can visualize in 3D later on. In 2D, this is a lattice of square in 2 dimension and here is a lattice point. So this lattice point shares 1/4 of its part into that particular unit cell. For example, we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 unit cells. If we take this lattice point, this will share 1/4 of its each part into each unit cell. So here 1/4 part, here 1/4 part, here 1/4 part and here 1/4 part. So total 1/4 into 4 equal to 1, right? So in 2D, if an lattice point is at the corner, it will share 1/4 of its part into that unit cell. If it's on the edge, this is the edge, if it's on the edge, it will share half of its part in one unit cell and half is in another unit cell. If that lattice point is entirely in the unit cell, it will share 100% or full one portion of it in that unit cell. Again, just little bit for brush up your memory. This is a cube. We can say this is a cubic unit cell in 3 dimension. It has 8 corners. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There are 8 corners. There are 12 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 on the top side, 4 on the bottom side, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. It has 6 number of faces, 1 on the top side, 1 on the bottom side, 1 on the front side, 1 on the back side, 4, 1 on this side, 5th, another on this side, 6. So there are 6 faces. There are 4 body diagonals. Body diagonal will go through the body of that unit cell. So there are 4 body diagonals here. One will go from here to here. 1, second, third, and this is 4th. So there are 2, 3, there are 4 body diagonals, and there are 12 face diagonals. So this is a face of the unit cell. Here you can see there is 1 and 2. There are 2 face diagonal on each face. We have 6 faces and 2 on each one, so it will have 12 face diagonals. I want you to pause here and understand these things carefully. This will help us in the coming lectures. Now, sharing of lattice points in 3 dimension. In 3 dimension, if the lattice point is entirely in the unit cell, it will share 100% of its part, that is equal to 1. If the lattice point is situated at the face, it will share half of its portion as shown in here. If it lies on the edge of the unit cell, it will share 1/4 of its portion as shown in here. And if it situated at the edge, it will share 1/8 of its portion to that particular unit cell, and it had been shown here. This atom you can see here, it is surrounded by 8 unit cells. So I will draw and show you again. So this is first unit cell, this is second unit cell, this is third unit cell, and this is fourth unit cell. Fourth unit cell on the top side and 4 unit cell on the bottom side. So these are 8 unit cells. That that lattice point will get shared by 1/8 into 8, that is equal to 1. So 1/8 portion it will share if it is situated at the corner of the unit cell. This is also very important. I want to do it yourself and try it again. Again I will summarize this. If the lattice point or atom is at the corner of the unit cell, it will share 1/8 of its portion. If it lies on the face of a unit cell, it will share half of its portion. If it lies on the edge of the unit cell, it will share 1/4 of its portion. And if it is lied entirely in the unit cell, it will share full portion. A lattice which has only one lattice point, that we call as a Baravis lattice. So as I told you just now, that if the atom is situated at the corner or the lattice point is situated at the corner, it will share 1/8 of its portion. So 1/8 into, in this unit cell we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 number of atom. So total equal to 1. So the lattice point shares 1/8 of a portion, and we have total 8 number of lattice points here. So total number of lattice point is equal to 1. So if a lattice contains only one lattice point, that we call as primitive lattice. Primitive lattice is a lattice which has only one lattice point. Again, for these 7 crystal systems, we can subcategorize into 14 Baravis lattices. So these are only the 14 ways in which we can arrange our lattices. Remember, lattices are only 14. The crystal structure can run into 1000. I will write it here. Lattices are only 14. Those we call as Baravis lattices, while the crystal structure can run into thousands, because it is not mandatory that at each lattice point you should have one number of atom. You can have 1000 number of atom per lattice points also. So there are 14 Baravis lattices. One is called as primitive lattice, in which we will have only one lattice point, and that is marked here in the blue color. So this P written are the primitive unit cells. Here all will have only one lattice point. LP is the lattice point. Another lattice type is called as BCC, or the body center type. So here in one atom will be at the center. Here we have two lattice points here, 1 by 8 into 8 from the corner plus 1 that is situated at the center. We have two lattice points. Then the third category is face. Lattice points are at the on the face side. Here we have 1 by 8 into 8 plus half into, there are 6 faces, each will share half of its component, so half into 6 is equal to 4 there. So there are 4 lattice points for the face center type. And then again the last type is side center. There are again 2 lattice points here, 1 by 8 into 8 plus half into 2, that is 2 lattice points.